So today we're talking about one of our favorite herbs, St. John's wort, also known as Hypericum perforatum. So as we just, start and appreciate this herb, you can kind of get a sense for what it's going to do for us just by looking at it. So again, according to the doctrine of signatures, which just basically means that plants give us clues of what it does for us by how it looks. So if we just look at this plant, the first thing we're taken aback by is just these gorgeous yellow accumulations of sunshine, the flowers on this plant. And so one of the things it's known for is its cheerfulness. So if I was going to talk about what the superpowers of this plant are in 3 words, I would say that this is the cheerful, soothing protector. And here's why. So these cheerful flowers are amazing, and one of the things that this plant is best known for is its ability to lift the mood. So there have been numerous studies, research-based studies, that have compared St. John's wort preparations to pharmaceutical medications for elevating mood, and they've actually found that they can work equally well for individuals with mild to moderate depression. So lifting of the spirits is one. When you look at the name itself, Hypericum actually means above the altar or above an apparition. So it kind of speaks to this thought of it's going to protect us from dark moods, from dark feelings. So that kind of spirit of elevation. And perforatum comes from the name, these little leaves that are on the plant have little tiny holes in them. And when you look really closely, you can actually see them. And so this I like to think of as kind of its signature way of telling us that it's here to be able to pull out any energy that's not serving us and let in positive, cheerful energy. So a great summary of the benefits of this plant can be found in this wonderful book, Botanica Poetica. And I thought I'd read you a verse about it, just to give you a little overview. St. John's wort. Hypericum, I need you now. My neck is spasmed tight. The trauma to my nervous system is sharper than a knife. Grown on mountain soil, happy in the sun, your tincture and red oil for nerves are just the one. Your tiny yellow flowers and perforated leaves possess ancient healing powers. From evil, protect me. In aid to the digestion, you improve the circulation and soothe the solar plexus, reduce tension and depression. Here's a little warning. This herb can cause mischief. If you hang out in the sun a lot, a rash may cause you grief. St. John's wort is very popular for cuts and if you're blue, physical and mental nervousness. It acts to calm in you.
Let's talk a little bit about how to ID your beautiful St. John's wort. One thing we're going to look for is these beautiful, showy yellow flowers. And they're going to have 5 petals and come in these little clusters. Another thing we're looking at is the opposite leaf structures. And you'll see each of them are going to kind of cross at different angles. Most of our St. John's wort is going to grow in various soils of different types. It doesn't have a lot of particularities. It's pretty adaptable to all different soil types, different water needs. You'll often find it in disturbed soils on the side of the roads, different places like that, which is awesome. When we're growing, we can plant it in edges and hedges and put it in places where maybe we'll forget about it until later. We love putting ours right in the center because we just love it so much. Harvesting St. John's wort is easy peasy. For doing our oils, I often will just harvest the young buds and these beautiful flowers, which can be a little time consuming plucking them all off. So you can also just easily, with your clippers, take off the top little bits. All of this is going to make lovely medicine. You can also take up to 5 inches, depending on what strength and what you're going to be doing with it. With our St. John's wort, we love making oils, and it's just so easy to just come through and snip off those tops. Get a nice big batch and then put it in a jar. You're going to want to use a glass jar and top it with some olive oil. And you'll see after some time, you're going to get this beautiful red oil. And just let this sit for a couple weeks in a warm but shady spot. So just inside your garden shed or another spot. And then you'll have this healing oil to make so many more things with.
Okay, so we talked about how to identify it, how to grow it, how to harvest it, and now we're touching into how to use it. So Avery showed this beautiful red oil that we can use. So again, when we think about St. John's wort as our cheerful, protective soother, the ways that we're going to use it are within those three words, right? So cheerful. We can use this to elevate mood. So this can be made into a tincture, and you can take this tincture according to, you'll want to check in with, if you're on any pharmaceutical medications, you're just going to want to check in, because you don't want to combine St. John's wort, although it's really powerful, potent herbal medicine. You don't want to combine it with other pharmaceutical medications that are affecting your mood. So that's one thing to really check in about. So for the soothing aspect of this herb, this is where we'd use that beautiful, rich red oil that Avery showed you how to make. So when we think about what can this oil be used on, it can be used on anything that's red and inflamed and irritated. So think about cuts or scrapes, strains or sprains of your muscle. It's a wonderful oil. You can use it on stretch marks. You can use it on eczema or psoriasis. Anything that could use some of that soothing superpower is a wonderful thing to use that oil on. So the one caveat is that you want to be careful. Anywhere you put that oil, you might have an increased photosensitivity to the sun, which just simply means you might get burned more easily. So anywhere you put that oil, just make sure that you covered yourself either with some clothing or with some sunscreen, just to make sure that you don't have that photosensitivity. And the last of the superpowers is protection. It's a protector. And so there's multiple ways that this beautiful plant protects us. So one way is, again, we talked about its name, Hypericum, which means above the altar, or kind of above beliefs or apparitions. So in historical times, it was known to be able to protect us from any dark energies, any negative feelings. You know, now we talk about it might help us with depression. That might be with the modern way of saying that same thing, is that it can help to elevate us or protect us from negative feelings. The second way it protects us is it's a really powerful antiviral and antimicrobial. And so this is one of the go-tos, you know, before it was popularized for mood elevation, which is what a lot of us think of when we think of St. John's wort, as, you know, that ability to increase serotonin or happy chemicals in our brain. It historically has been used a lot for just immune support, you know, so to help whenever you feel a little cold coming on, a little bit of a virus or a bacteria coming on, this is a great go-to as an antimicrobial. So that's the other thing it protects us. So St. John's wort, our cheerful, soothing protector.
So all day we're out here in the garden, and I get really inspired to do more than just grow and use the medicines of these. So if you check out our channel, I'm going to post some videos about yoga that's inspired by the herbs that we're surrounded by, to both nourish our bodies, to be able to work in the garden more, and to just feel that medicine. So check it out.